What's up, YouTube? You can see my first video here of how to solo Crota Bridge as a Titan. As you see, when we come down here, first thing we have to do is obviously activate the sync plate. This brings all the thrall up, acolytes, as well as spawns the sword bearer. The next thing I do is despawn the thrall. Now, this is post-patch. This video was taken on the 6th of March 2015. You can see I struggle with the jump a little bit there. You really shouldn't. This is a Titan jump that's pretty easy to make. But you just basically do this jump thing to get up on top and despawn all the thralls. So we jump into this little triangle. We jump back on top of this next part of the rock. A quick double jump. Sometimes it's a little hard to do, but a quick double jump here gets you on top of this point on the rock. Bear with me, it does take a few minutes sometimes. Now we turn and we aim for the top of this rock, and we want to gently glide into that spot so we don't fall off. Then we straight double jump up, and finally a last straight double jump up. Now you can see here, I'll zoom in and watch the thrall despawn just so I know for a fact they are gone. And you can see they're gone. So after this, you have to make a gradual descent downward so you do not go ahead and kill yourself from the long fall from the top. And I think I must have been answering a text or something at this point because I took a little break. Maybe next video I'll edit that portion out. But it looks like I'm back now, and I'm starting my slow descent. So you can see I use my thrusters to push myself up a little bit. Just fall, and when you're 10-20 feet from the ground, use your thrusters, and it'll save you from killing yourself from the fall. And same thing on here. Use your thrusters, make sure you don't die, and find that sword bearer. So obviously the next step is to get the sword bearer down. Now you're going to want to draw him to the left side of the map where I'm backing up toward. Don't know why I went in this room, but I decided to. And now we get back on track here. So you want to make sure the sword bearer is following you back toward the left hand side, and I'll explain that more when we get to the jump. But that is just in your interest of making sure the sword does not disappear in your hands as you're making the jump across the bridge. As you'll notice, we're not forming the bridge here. We're just going to jump right over to the other side of the map. So there you go. I check my back, make sure that I'm relatively close to that edge, and start giving the sword bearer hell. And you want to keep drawing him in as close as you can. And just keep putting fire on him, and when he goes down, grab that sword. So we grab the sword. As you can see, sword bearer's touches up. That's from my boots, I believe, raid boots from Crota's End. We go up to the spot where we used to despawn despawn the thralls, where everybody would wipe and then rev up here. Now we want to jump up as high. As soon as your double jump starts to go down, you start swiping. Now you need to make it into that fire section to make sure that you don't hit the wall of the sword. So that gets us right across, and we ignore the gatekeeper. We run to the back, and we do our best to kill all of the acolytes, all of the thrall, and again, we continue to ignore the gatekeeper. So go ahead, pop up your grenades. If you have an extra rocket launcher, shoot a rocket at those acolytes because they will give you hell. The Helm of Saint 14 would work great here. I just did not have mine maxed out, so the ogres weren't blinded when they jumped into my shield. But I did just use a heavy synth, as you can see, because I wanted to have full Galahorn for taking out these two ogres by myself. Now this is my actually first time doing this, so I wasn't 100% sure on what the time or enemies having to be killed on this side were until the ogre popped up. So basically I just went back and forth and killed a bunch of stuff, making sure to obviously stay alive and Then I put on my glass house so my bubble would last a little bit longer. As you can see, my super's up, and I'm standing up high so the gatekeeper cannot touch me and the thrall cannot touch me. There are a bunch more ads on this side. You do have 2 wizards, a bunch of knights, and obviously the thrall acolytes and the gatekeeper. So you have to be careful about where you're standing. And just, you know, it's nice if you have you can see my mini-map is still up in the top left corner because the Fang of Iriut does have the 3rd eye perk, allowing me to continue to see what's around me while I'm down the sights. And there's a gatekeeper. Watch out for him. He will hurt your day. And there's the first wizard that we talked about. And this door up here on my left is where the ogres will spawn, which if you're familiar with this raid, you know that already. So again, I'm just focusing on killing the wizards, killing all the ads, and just making sure I stay alive here, and just waiting for that ogre to pop up. If I remember correctly, the ogre pops up unexpectedly for me here, and I almost die. But I end up pulling it together, putting my bubble down, and continuing the run. So you can see I keep checking my 3 o'clock peripheral, just in case he pops up and the minimap doesn't show him. You saw the minimap hit red there. That was for those thrall, obviously. And now I'm taking fire from a wizard from the left side. So take some cover, kill all the ads, take some cover, kill all the ads. You guys get this part. Pretty simple. And ideally, at least for me, I wanted to take at least one of the wizards down, so when the ogres came out, I had less chance of being bombarded by wizard fire, which can take your shield down relatively quickly, and also, you know, kill you pretty quickly as well. So, you know, that's personal preference more than anything. I don't believe you actually have to kill these wizards to spawn the ogres. But again, I just felt that it was the best course of action was to get at least one of these guys down so I have less arc fire coming at me from this wizard. And now he's down. And I'm getting back up to make sure the gatekeeper doesn't get me. Oh, and there's the ogre. Here he comes, so I pop my bubble blessing of light. Obviously keeps me shielded inside and outside of my bubble. A couple galleys will put this guy into enrage. Now when he's enraged, he will not shoot you. So you don't have to worry about his eye blast anymore, but you do have to worry about, obviously, his ogre melee. And you'll see, I think I can kill him with a melee right about here. And I miss, and then I punch him, and I think he's still alive, but he actually did die. So there you go, one ogre down. And now we're going to go, we still have a little bit of blessing. I'm not sure why the totems went up there. But they did just disappear right after, so that's all fine and well. And now you can see the other ogre is over there. I keep getting my blessing of light. I popped 4 galleys at him, and he's down. And there you have it. I have just soloed the bridge on Crota's End with a Titan. Thank you very much. Subscribe and hit the like button.